Pleasure seeing you. Thank you for coming to Troy.
I'm delighted to be here.
So, how do you
Kathy, call me Kathy. Everybody
That's
calls me
okay with
Kathy.
you?
Yes, none of this formal stuff.
Okay. We have today Monica Koziecki, who is our economic
Monica.
development.
How are you?
Kathy
Nice
Hochul.
to meet
She'll
you.
walk with us.
Michael Morris.
Nice to meet you.
Right. The cop who happens to be one of our representatives from the council.
We met at Emily's List breakfast a couple years ago when you ran for Congress.
Oh, nice to see you. Nice to see you. It was a lifetime ago,
Yeah,
wasn't
but
it?
it was great. It was really good.
And Mark, okay. Well, we get going. It's here's Peter Ryan.
Hey, Kathy, how are you? Nice to see you. I was over in Albany last week or 2 weeks ago when you first came in.
Oh, great. Nice
It's
to
great
see
to see you.
Just a couple questions before we start. Just wondering what you're trying to do here today, what you're trying to accomplish with the candidate, Lieutenant Governor Candidate Hochul.
We want to show the beauty of Troy. We want to show what's been going on in the city of Troy, the economic development that we've been experiencing, the businesses that have started, more importantly, the jobs that have been created because of the businesses, and what our thrust is and what our future plans are.
And Lieutenant Governor Candidate, you've been to Troy before, or is this,
I have been through the community before, but I'm looking forward to seeing the transformation. City Hall is no longer there, for example, and there's been a lot of great economic development. And I believe that the future of this community relies on the reinvestment of businesses downtown and bringing people living in lofts and people living in buildings downtown. So I'm excited to see the transformation, and also talk to the mayor about some of the challenges they're facing. I know there's plans for a comprehensive plan, which hasn't been done in about 50 years, I understand.
That's correct. Yes.
And something I worked on as a town council member was our update of a comprehensive plan. So I've got some thoughts on local home rule and issues pertaining to municipalities. And I'm also aware that this is a very important week because this week begins the effort to deal with homelessness among veterans.
Yes.
And I'm very proud that the city of Troy has taken this issue on, something I fought for as a member of Congress. In fact, the only bill that the Republicans would let through Congress that I introduced and became a law dealt with veterans who are homeless. So I know that's starting this week. You're keeping track of
Yep, they're doing
trying
count,
to do the count of who the veterans are, where they are, and it's something I wanted to talk to the mayor about as well too. Their effort here that I believe can be a model for other cities. So,
Excellent.
so we're here to see.
Okay, let's take a walk.
All right.
Over at John Tay's, which is an old shirt factory,
So how old
Carroll
was
City.
it? How old was the city hall?
City Hall, Peter, how many years? It was only about 30 years.
71. It was built in the 71. It was built, and we took it down in
So I'm
2010.
going to guess that it wasn't a real architectural gem in your eyes. It was built in the 70s. That was a rough era.
Yes,
The
yeah.
form of architecture was called brutalist,
Yes,
and it
we
was
have
brutal.
a lot of that downtown
Yeah.
Buffalo,
Yeah.
trying to get rid of it. So, so it took some vision to get rid of City Hall. That was smart. And the plan for this is?
Well, right now we're into the second stage. The City Council just approved last week the opportunity to put a new building here, mixed-use facility, residential, about 88 units, parking, a beautiful green space in the background. It could be the future home of the farmers market, but we're really excited about bringing people down into the city. This is what we've been doing.
So what kind of pricing are you looking for? Apartments, these condos, or?
These are, I'd say upper level pricing, market rate pricing and above. So it's going to be a good facility, wonderful spot here.
Well, anything on the waterfront.
Yeah,
I mean,
and it's an ideal spot.
I've seen that all over communities, and any community that has water, it's such a unique asset. I mean, compared to, we take it for granted up here, but there's so many other states that would just die to have this access to the water and have the boats and all.
Yeah, we have a 7-mile stretch of waterfront.
It's gorgeous.
The entire city.
So you're looking for tenants then also?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. So we have a mixed-use facility. As I say, farmers market is one of the possibilities of going in one of the buildings. The other building will be a nice restaurant, a white tablecloth restaurant with apartments above and parking in the back.
Okay.
Mixed-use.
Invite me back to the ribbon cutting.
Oh, I would be happy
I
to.
like groundbreakings too, and then
Yeah.
ribbon cutting is a couple years
We've
later.
done a few of those.
We're anticipating a groundbreaking probably late first quarter.
My feeling is, let's get the best use of this property.
Bring people downtown. That's the answer.
Bring them downtown,
Yeah.
get them here. It's also live at during the evening as well, during the day.
Yeah. And I love the idea of the mixed use where you have the retail on the first floors and you can do the housing upstairs. People just, it's bringing community back downtown. Reversing the trend which happens so often all across upstate. People just fleeing to the suburbs and left the city. So.
It did, and the whole thing, it is.
Now it's
And
cool to live in the cities,
It
right?
is, it is.
I moved to a
We're
city,
trying to
right?
make this a walkable
Yeah.
city, and we're looking at the street, level. We got a ramble coming up, a bike ramble coming up soon, which I'm part of, actually riding my bike to work on a given day.
Ride your bike into work?
I ride my bike under the peace break for kids every morning. I'm always on a bike.
Which way wants to go, Mike?
This way?
She's got the list right there.
Okay, then we'll go.
In your buildings are really,
If you get a chance, just look up. Look at this rice building.
that's a
This is
spectacular.
the triangle.
What's in that one?
That was a true public and private partnership. It was actually two organizations, and then a camp. RPI was involved in that renovation. That was one of the very early buildings, probably in the mid to late 90s. That was the first kind of renovation. Empire State College, I do believe, is upstairs. RPI has part of the floors as well, and then there's retail and business on the first floor.
Is there any potential for housing up there?
At this point in time, no. Most of it is all. The college has both colleges have long-term leases, so but it's not a dark upstairs, which is good too. It drives
Do you know how
here
old the
during
building
day.
is?
That one's like the late 1800s, I do believe. Yeah, absolutely, and it's actually under contract for new ownership too. So if you have ownership. Red Center came in. They moved down here. They used to be up on down on 2nd Street, and they moved here probably in the late 1990s, maybe like 98.
Do they sell art?
Yes, they
Yes,
do sell
yes.
as well.
The artisans are here, and the bring it.
That's great.
Yeah, it really does.
It's so beautiful. Look at that. Well, listen, that would look nice in my house, wouldn't it? Just how many people you work here?
Let's see, I've got 3 bakers and 3 front people, so I've got 6 employees total.
Did you do this when you lived in Kentucky? Or just
I did it when I lived in Idaho, if that's what you're thinking. Idaho, yeah.
So you ran a business there? And
I ran a business, very small business. It was supposed to be brick and mortar and ended up being a mobile bagel shop, which is kind of interesting.
What's a mobile?
Well,
You deliver?
I ended up building a bakery in my house, commercial licensed bakery, and then I got an old school bus and converted it into a licensed deli, and that's when I sold my bagels for about 2.5 years. So yeah, it was a little crazy at times, but yeah, this was my ultimate goal, is having a brick and mortar. So.
How did you make it good?
My real estate agent kind of twisted my arm. He was like, "Well, Albany or Troy," and he kind of drug me down here. And
Have you been here before?
I religiously go to the farmers market. Okay, seriously. And then when he told me it was on River Street, I was like, "Okay, fine."
Wow. So you've only been here a couple months?
Yeah, 2 months.
How's business going?
Not bad at all. Not bad. We've had really good reception. People are already really talking. They come in all the time and say, "Hey, my friends really like this place," and we get really good views online. So yeah, word's getting out.
All right.
So yeah.
Where's Melissa? Can I have my purse?
We can cover it. We can take care of this.
Thanks, I'll eat that later.
Just plain, something on it.
Just like. I ate way too many energy bars for my meal. I just want to do it.
There you go.
This is my real meal. Melissa, we're going to have real food today.
No, please.
What can I get for you?
All right, thank you.
Oh, no, don't worry about it. It's only $1. Yeah.
Well, different ways.
What's the record show? I paid for all my stuff. Remember when Hillary Clinton didn't leave the tip? Her staff didn't leave the tip. It wasn't her fault, but we never make that mistake. Hey, good luck to you.
Thanks, Laura.
Nice seeing you. Bye, Laura.
And a lot of the businesses we've learned.
Of Club Penguin, the video game. So their home office is up there, their corporate headquarters. And they've taken a renovated ballroom, which 22-foot ceilings, original tin, and actually created that and made that their home. So they've kept it intact. They've renovated the whole entire thing. It's absolutely stunning. And then this building here in the center where the lighter brick is, that's actually their stairwell. And it opens up into the street. It's a beautiful building.
Is this store open?
No, a lot of the stores aren't open on Mondays. I'm sorry. We're still working at that 18-hour city. We're trying to
No,
become...
I get it.
So we'll take in here 3T Architects. They are...
Okay, let's do everything in the corner.
He was, yes. Yeah. This is also what we do 12, we stamp the product US, all the meat products manufactured here in Troy. And we stamp the product US. That's what we're stamping. Eventually, that legislation in the 60s will become very efficient. Declaration.
War of 1812 a little tough on Buffalo. Got burned to the ground.
Oh.
You know, like the it's not in Washington. Incubated here then? Is that
Yeah.
okay?
James's CEO, Colleen, is down in Manhattan today working on additional deals. But she and James, I don't want to put you on the spot, but you're what, 24 years old?
Yep.
Okay. Colleen is what?
Colleen just turned 24 about 2 weeks ago. So
Yeah.
So, where did you, I got to ask, I'm sorry,
Not at all.
I'm intrigued by this. Where did you get the idea?
Colleen actually originally identified the wavelength that we use, the safe wavelength of disinfection, and then from there we really saw that the best way to clean an environment and everything in a hospital to provide the best chance of reducing hospital-acquired infections was to put it inside of a lighting fixture. Provides the most light, the most energy all around where the patient is staying. So through that we went through the science to make our light white overall. So essentially we can replace fixtures just like this and you don't notice a single change in the environment. But we're able to kill 90% of bacteria in an hour and a half.
What is the cost of that?
The cost is definitely a little bit higher than standard lighting right now, but still looking at what the cost is to hospitals on the infections. The average hospital is spending $10 million a year in New York State on infections at the moment. So we're able to come in and do virtually an entire system for under $250,000, and that system lasts for 3 to 5 years.
Do you have a patent on it?
Yes, we do.
I was going to say, get that patent. I might go dream up my own light bulb.
Exactly.
That's amazing, because I spent a lot of time dealing with healthcare issues in Washington, and certainly their return, the rate of people coming back who are get infections, they get infected in the hospital with something different. They go home, they're sick, and they come back again. It's a tremendous driver
And the
of cost in the
readmissions are
healthcare
just
system.
very
If you
expensive.
can keep that down, that's a game changer for the healthcare system.
That's how we look at it.
Yeah, it's huge. So very quickly, Jarrell, who's standing next to James, is he's the CEO of Lib3. They basically are taking away they're manufacturing printed circuit boards in low volumes, whereas most people have to now go to China and get these, and they're 10,000. You order a minimum of 10,000 to make it economic. Jarrell can do this in a warehouse he opened in South Troy for what? Runs of 50 or 100 or?
Yeah, so what we specialize in is prototype to small volume production runs. We actually do some of the manufacturing of the substrate overseas, but then all the assembly gets done within the United States, allowing us to be a lot more agile than just completely overseas manufacturing, but still have that low price point that enables us to work with startups and other small companies.
So who are your customers?
Well, a lot of small companies.
Yeah, okay, that works, okay.
Yeah.
Another company out of RPI, Embedded, which is making something that works with an embedded Linux computer.
Yeah.
A handful of other companies in the area, and then some not in the area. We're working
Even
with some places
professors
in other
calling you up and
states.
saying, can you do this for a class?
Right, yeah, we've also done custom design consulting work, making lab apparatus for RPI, doing some work with NYU, and then work with other companies.
He's the only company within 100 miles that offers these services right now.
And where did you come up with the idea for this one?
Well, initially Lib3 started as a way to launch open source hardware ideas, basically sort of like a launch pad for various different projects, both projects that I wanted to launch and enable other people to launch these products. And I realized that there's a lot of services that are just lacking to be able to do this on a small scale. So while I started out that way, we ended up becoming more service oriented to sort of fill that gap.
So you're not going to stay small scale though?
Well, we want to be able to continue working with companies on small volume. Obviously, we want to continue to grow.
Yeah, there's going to be demand for that. And also, there's a stronger interest in Buy American.
Yes.
I know this from my past career as well, that a lot of businesses are feeling tremendous pressure to make sure that their products and components of products are made in the USA.
Yeah.
So to the extent that you can compete, if it's a
Absolutely.
smaller scale, I know there's a lot of companies that would still rather be able to have the stamp US, our Uncle Sam down the street, and that's also a growth area for you, as more businesses turn inward and looking for products like that. Did you all go to school here?
We all went through RPI.
Okay.
Yeah. So we've got more, but I know Monica's like pulling the string with glue to say, let's
Let me hear two more
move this
stories.
along.
Can I just hear a story?
Sure.
You
So Brent,
go right ahead. This
Brent
another
is CEO of Microorganics Technologies.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah, we developed a wastewater treatment technology that allows us to obviate the energy that a municipality would spend, for instance, treating organic waste. So we can save them up to about $1 million a year in energy that they use to treat the waste generated by like a food processor, which is good for the municipality because it allows them to keep those food processors there and keep them from moving, and good for the food processor because it lowers their overhead, allows them to focus on expanding and that kind of thing. So we started originally at my apartment a couple blocks from here to show you kind of the incubation period. Wound up coming here. This is one of my investors, Carol Maxwell. We're now a company of 5 people located out in Skodak, looking to move again, but we're also looking to make another hire by the end of this year. So these kind of efforts are, just monumentally important, from taking it from an idea to helping secure capital and actually create new jobs in the area.
What's the time frame between idea to where you are now?
For us, that's actually been greatly diminished by us working with Eastman Business Park out in Rochester. Without getting too much into it, part of how we make our electrodes is very complicated. So we're using the coding resources that they have there, where we can run 10-foot sections of prototype on a machine that can do about 1 mile per hour in production capacity. So as a company of 5 people, we actually have a pretty amazing manufacturing capacity.
And who your customers will be? Municipalities?
Municipalities and food processing facilities. So we go on site to treat the waste there.